Hey EXPers, Kevin Comiskey here, and I'm going to go over some good tips about call follow-up with new leads. Now, it's all about keeping it simple when it comes to this, keeping it organized and not overwhelming yourself. So, first off, keep it simple with consistent time blocking and best practices. Be time blocked. If you've caught any of my classes or many other classes, you'll know the best times to get a hold of people are in the morning, 8 to 9 a.m., afternoon, 4 to 5, maybe around lunch. So time block those into your schedule and pick up the phone and make phone calls to new leads that have registered onto your website or whatever lead gen you're doing within the last 2, 3, 4 weeks. Keep it simple. Don't let a ton of call reminders. Don't use a plan of some kind that has a ton of call reminders built into it that's going to overwhelm you. You want call reminders in your tasks to be the important tasks that you follow up with. So if you speak to somebody and you need to call them back in a month, that's what should be the call reminders and tasks in your CRM. Don't let a bunch of miscellaneous call reminders for a new lead jumble that all up and confuse you and create too many tasks to keep up with. For your new leads, just have good time blocking in place to pick up the phone and call them at certain times of the day, and then let the call reminders and tasks be for those important opportunities that you have to follow up with. The big thing is, another big thing is switch up the times that you call people, especially new leads, in particular new leads. If you call somebody every day at 8:30 a.m., you could call them for 3 months straight and never get a hold of them if they're at work already. So switch up the days and the times of days, especially that you're calling people. You know, Monday. Well, there's no perfect plan, but whenever you have that time open in your schedule, particularly the best times to call people, pick up the phone and do some lead gen. Pick up the phone, switching up times. You want to, for instance, for a new lead over the first week, you want to call them at 8:15 a.m. one day, 4:30 in the afternoon the next day, or same day, especially for a new lead. Call them twice. On the first day that they're a new lead. But you get the gist. You want to be calling people at all different times of the day throughout the first few weeks that you have that lead until you catch them at the right time. That's the name of the game. Switching it up. That's obviously best practice because if you call people at the same time every day, you're never going to get a hold of them if they're scheduled to be doing something that day, particularly work. So switch it up. Try people at different times of the day. Try people on Saturday. Sometimes people just might be way too busy during the week. You never get a hold of them. Try them on Saturday. But the big tool here is the uncontacted saved filter. So I'm going to go through that right now in KV Core and show you how to do a saved filter for uncontacted leads. So with one click, you can pull up all your new leads, pull them up on your desktop or on your phone, and start dialing away. So I'm going to jump out of this slide here, go over to KV Core, and this is the saved filter that I'm speaking of, new lead dash uncontacted. Now I made this and put this here, and I'm going to show you how to do it. I'm going to back out of it, delete it, and then show you again. But this is, so one click away, so I'm going to clear this. I'm one click away from clicking this save filter and pulling up. Now I have no new leads in the last 3-4 weeks, so nothing showing up for me, but all of your leads that you should continue to try to reach would be popping up in this. So I've got no matching records found. But if you've got leads coming in, you're going to see them all sitting here. And you create this, and I'm going to delete it. And I'm going to delete this real quick. Actually, I'm just going to remove the quick link. So you'll see that that is no longer sitting here. So you've got all your leads, you're in your CRM. And you can use this to create filters for whatever you'd like. Your hot clients, people you have to follow up with this week. But for uncontacted people, new leads, best practice, let's go through this and get this saved filter saved and right here on your dashboard. on the top of your smart CRM, so it's one click away. So I'm gonna hit filter. I'm gonna come to new lead, meaning somebody that you haven't contacted yet, because as soon as you speak to somebody, you should be moving them to active lead, client, prospect. If I speak to somebody, and this is where catching fast start, working your database or database fundamentals is a great class to catch. And when it comes to classifying and keeping your database organized, catch that class in EXP World, the Fast Start series through EXP University. The class in particular is Database Management Fundamentals. But you should be changing this. So if every lead that you haven't contacted yet is going to be a new lead until you move it to one of these other statuses. So new lead, going to toggle that on and go to lead details, created, time frame in the last 30 days. Or you can see these other ones as well. Last 30 days was what we'll do. Apply filters. Now it's not going to show up in what I'm doing because I don't have any new leads pumping into my system right now. But if you are of any kind, they'll be sitting here. And if you wanted to just do this, if you got multiple lead sources coming in, you might want to do the hashtag EXP leads just to pull EXP leads. If you just want to do this for your making it rain leads, again, making it rain leads, come up with that hashtag EXP leads. So if you just want to separate those out, you might want to do the hashtag as well. Apply filters. Now we're going to get and save this, so you don't have to do that and do those settings every time you jump in. So I'm going to come up here, saved filters. Oh, I'm sorry. Come down to the bottom here. Save filters, right next to apply filters. Save filters. Click that. New name. And I've already got this title, so I'm just going to do 2 here. But you can name this whatever you want. Uncontacted new leads, uncontacted, MIR, making it rain, new leads. Well, let's get that in a better English there. New MIR leads, and save new filter. Now I'm going to come back up to the filters applied button here. Come to the gear settings here. And I'm going to do quick link on CRM. And I'm going to toggle that to blue. Now that uncontacted new MIR leads button is right there, one click away. So you sit down with your cup of coffee at 8 in the morning, 8:15 to make some phone calls. You're one click away, boom, and you don't have to worry about doing all those settings every single time. So making your life easier. Now you've got best practice to start calling away at those leads. That filter will also show on your app. And I am going to, obviously I'm doing this on my computer, but I'm going to do another video on my phone to show you how to pull up that filter on your phone and make phone calls right from your phone. And I'll have to do that as a recording right on my phone and then piggyback it onto this video that I'm doing here on my desktop and merge them together. So I'm going to wrap this part of it here, and I'm going to roll right into doing a video on my phone and putting them together. So jump to that here right now. Hey, so I am now over in my KV Core Smart CRM app. Currently on the inbox screen, but I'm going to switch over here to contacts. And you're actually going to by default land on this section, my contacts. You'll see all your contacts there, obviously. And you can sort by going across this top row here by status and by saved filters. So in conjunction with what I just showed you on desktop, on your computer, you have your saved filters right here. So here's that uncontacted new MIR leads filter. You can click, pop that open, and select any of those leads. You can send a text message, more, you can add a task,
so on and so forth. Drop a voicemail if you have that add-on feature, but there are all the other possible actions you can take. So there's that. Going back, just to show you another thing, a few more things. So there's that saved filter that I just spoke to on the computer, but you can go back to status here. And if you want to pull up all of your leads, I mean, another good practice is just go to all leads by status, all new leads. Click that, open that up, and go through and do whatever you need to. Start making phone calls to all these new leads. Coming over to the dialer here, all on the bottom, going to go to dialer. So you can utilize your dialer. You can go to new leads. So they have this already in the phone here. They already have new leads from the past 90 days, newest first. So you can hit that and start dialing those leads. Dial now, which I'm not going to completely initiate this, but what this is going to do is start calling, and I'm going to pause real quick. So I pause this, and it's going to prompt you to call in. Call now, skip, so you can skip a lead, but it's going through the dialer right on the phone here. So I paused it because I don't need to call this fake lead of myself. So you can skip a contact if you want to, dial now, and go through the dialer. I'm going to go back here to pull up that saved list, custom lists, saved filter, and you can find that filter that we just made for new MIR leads. Open that up. And I've only got one in here now, but you could, if you've got a list of your new leads here, just hit dial now. Gonna pop up, give you the countdown for calling there, and I will let this just go through real quick. Boom, and it's gonna let you call in, and I'm not gonna get into the dialer too much now, but it has you call in and then connects you to start making phone calls from there. So I'm gonna go back. So there is, just to show you again, I'm in the dialer section. I'm going to go to custom lists, and it pulls up any of your saved filters or your new lists. You can also do by suggested calls today, your activity stream, active, inactive leads, call by hashtag. So if you wanted to pull up a certain hashtag and start calling, and get a dialing summary as well. So there is finding the saved filters on your phone, both in contacts and in the dialer. So you can pull that right up from your phone, pull up that saved filter, and start dialing away even easier using the dialer.